Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It's Friday. End of the week. We've got the weekend coming up. Woo! I got the snuffles. I was pretty bad with it yesterday, in fact. I went training in the morning and it kind of wiped me out. Probably wasn't the best thing to do, but spent the rest of the day in bed. Couldn't go to fight night. I couldn't bring myself to get myself out of bed and go to fight night. I thought I just need to sleep. And I didn't even think I was going to do this morning with how I was feeling last night. But I woke up this morning and thought, no, I feel okay. Might be a little nasally and stuff, but I feel okay to do this, so let's do it. I'm going to be doing some mini reads. If you want to book in for one of those, I've popped the links in the link in the live chat there for you. We do have one in already. I'll also be doing channeling for Twin Flames, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Let's see what's going on. But first up, we have Heather Allen. And she booked in for a mini read. Thank you, Heather. And it's Heather's birthday, so happy birthday, Heather. Everyone say happy birthday to Heather. It's her 40th birthday today. Congratulations. She's not able to watch, but she's catching the replay. So higher self-guidance for Heather on her 40th birthday. Only 40. You're a whippersnapper. Age is such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. And I don't know, Heather, when you get to like 50, it's weirder. Not that it's a weird age for women because of the menopause. And it gets you thinking differently. It's got me thinking differently about age. Before, that age was just a number to me. But something significant happens to women at 50, and it's menopause. Hey, Maria. So, Heather, what does your higher self want to say? Simply let go of the story. Okay, so you're telling a story. We often have these. Like, my old story used to be about the abuse, you know. I was very much, it's Heather, not Helen, Maria. Very much carrying that abuse all the time, and it was like something that I'd bring up. Hardly ever comes up anymore. But there's like a story of victimhood that I had going on, and very often we have these stories going on, and other people will be able to tell us what it is. Like, oh, what's Claire's thing? And they'll say, you know, the story kind of thing. If you're holding a story, what would people say your story was? Because this is saying that you can like simply let it go, that it doesn't have to be. You can put it in the past. It's who I was, someone that I used to know. It was the Heather of past. So letting go, simply letting go of a story. Not telling it anymore, but not believing it anymore either, about your current self, I mean. Often we think that we're still like our teenage selves. Have you ever realized that? There's like an awkwardness when you're a teenager, and then we still feel that we're that, and we're not. We're not that anymore. We're awkward as teenagers. And then everyone as teenagers thinks that they're the only one being awkward. And then in adulthood, you still have this little story going on in your head that you're still that person you were as a teenager. It's not true. So figure out your story, Heather, to let it go. And take some more risks, especially where abundance is concerned. So this isn't about taking risks to generate abundance. It's more like, if you want to do something, then spend the money on it. Invest in yourself. It's not saying like take risks, spend frivolously or anything like that, but the investment in yourself. Don't doubt that the abundance is going to be there. You see, the universe gives us the means to do stuff. And if I'm going to sneeze. If we are kind of waiting for even more abundance before we do something, the universe is like, but I've already given you enough money or the resources to do it. It's just literally that you won't take the risk. And the universe isn't going to manifest more because you've already got the resources to do it. And so you need to be a bit braver with those resources that you've got, especially when it's about investing in yourself. So perhaps it's a year of doing the things that you want to do and investing in yourself and all of that, being less fearful, more realizing that the universe has got your back. And 40s are way better than 30s. They are. And 50s are way better than 40s, from what I've gathered so far. So there you go, Heather. Happy birthday. So everybody, let's do twin flames. If you want a mini read, I'll pop a link for it in that live chat. What's everyone doing this weekend? I got some news, by the way. Got something hairy on my nose stud. Nose studs and colds don't go together, especially with these beautiful cotton. Do you get these cotton, these fabric tissue things? They're a little bit, you know, when your skin catches on them, dry skin catches on them. Nose studs catch on them. You can often like pull it right out. Anyway, that's my story. Twin flames, let's do it. Divine feminine. Let's do divine feminine first. So I've got some news, everybody. I had a interesting conversation with somebody from Tinder. Hey, just me and the moon. I like your name. Divine feminine. I've got death. Big things changing in divine feminine's life. Death is significant. Rebirth energy. Death and rebirth energy. Could be feeling like a whole new woman. So stuff like getting your hair cut, changing your appearance, that kind of thing. When you feel like a change, a big change, to feel like a new woman. That's the energy. What else for divine feminine? The sun. Determined to be happy now. Advocating for our happiness. I'll do what I want to do to make me happy. Especially those that are transitioning out of looking after family, being concerned more about family than yourself. As we often can do as women, right? Put everyone else first, and then... I remember when I had my first son, my mum taking me aside when he was, I don't know how many months old. Just like, Claire, you need to start looking after yourself again. Like, you just like looking after the baby and throwing some clothes on for yourself. Just like, start getting ready like you used to get ready. Start like prioritizing yourself a little bit more, not just the baby. And it's like, yeah. It's that, this is like the talk, that similar kind of talk, but for when we're older. When an elder woman takes you aside saying, hey, enough of this doing for everyone else now, prioritizing everyone else, trying to busy yourself with helping everyone else and thinking about everyone else. It's time to think of yourself, make yourself happy, and what is it that you want? And the Ten of Wands, put those burdens down, you see? I told you, about putting those burdens down. So often we get in this pattern of looking after other people, and like I say, we busy ourselves, you know? When we used to be busy all the time, it's a weird thing when there's nobody to look after anymore. I found it when I broke up with my ex-husband, because we had the kids half the time each. We had 2 days, 3 days, about. So with that, we got every other weekend to ourselves and every other weekend with the kids. It worked out really good at first. And, but I'd gone from like, I was like school, college, uni, pregnant right at the end of uni, to having a baby, see, being a single mother, to getting married and having more babies. So I didn't have time to myself in all of that. I went from student to mother, which is kind of weird looking back. But those first weekends, that first weekend when I didn't have the kids, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just so used to being so busy. There's always something to do, right? 3 kids, there's always something to do. They're always needing something. There's always something to do around the house. Well, there I was, you know, I'd get home from work on a Friday night by myself, thinking this is great, get everything done, because I was used to that pace. You know, cook, clean, wash up, sort everything out. And then usually it'd be the roller coaster, right? With the kids, there'd be more stuff to clean up and them to sort out. But then it suddenly stopped. I'd done all the stuff, and there I was on a Friday night going, oh, this is uncomfortable. What do I do with myself? What did I used to do? What did I used to do with my time? I don't even remember. I don't even know who I am. I don't even know who I am. I was a student before I became a mother. I've never done anything for myself. And it was weird. It was really weird. And this happens at points in women's lives along the way. And this is what that's talking about now. Like, what makes you happy? It was so difficult for me to remember. You know what I did? I meditated. I made the best decision of my life looking back. And I'm like, okay, what should I, oh, well, I'll meditate. And that was the best thing I could have done. Because, of course, I was going through a whole heap of emotional stuff at the time, too, with the divorce and the kids, and still never facing the abuse stuff. I still had a lot of anger inside of myself that was misplaced. I didn't know. I hadn't made any sense of the abuse or owned up to it or anything like that. And so, yeah, it was the best decision I'd made. But this is what we're talking about here. So the Divine Feminine is this point, at this point of having to address what makes her happy, change things, turn things around, and put down burdens, you know, somewhat. It's about other people. That 10 of Wands, it's about other people, about caring for other people. So, Divine Masculine. What's going on for Divine Masculine right now? So I do have some news. I'll tell you shortly. 5 of Cups. I hate having colds. 5 of Cups is like, hey Mandy. Pessimistic, to be honest. It's pessimistic. It's like I'm looking at what I've missed, but it's kind of not what I've missed. It's like, she'll never dance with me. Kind of an energy I'm getting from that. You know, if you're at a dance, if you're at a dance and a guy comes up to you and he says, you don't want to dance with me, do you? You're going to say no. Because he's asking it in the negative, right? From a negative place in himself. He's feeling a bit pessimistic. Is this that kind of, you don't want to dance with me, do you? But he's feeling passionate too, he wants to move forward. Da, 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 the Knight of Wands. He's feeling passionate, so but a bit pessimistic too. Da-da, the Emperor, the Divine Masculine taking charge. Like it. So it's getting over that you don't want to dance with me energy, to step into his power, fueled by the passion. Come forward, to step up, to be the Emperor, to be that Divine Masculine, to take the lead. That's what we like to hear, huh? Hey Barbara. If anyone wants a mini read, there's the link to it. There you go. Okay. My news. So, there's this guy, and I think I rejected him on Tinder. I remember seeing him on there. I remember I was hesitating, I remember, but I think I swiped left. I can't remember, but I think I did. But I've met him in real life, and it seems to be a really good match. Anyway, it was like an interview, but I hadn't asked any questions. No, I did. I asked one question, and then he went into this 10-minute, this is me kind of thing, and I found out so much about him. It was like I was interviewing, but I wasn't asking any questions. He was just offering all of this information. Like he wanted to get the job with me. And I came away from it kind of happy and like, wow. And realizing he just gave me all that information because he's interested, properly interested. So we'll see how that goes next time I see him. I'll keep you informed. But we are a very good match. I want to get these cards out next. I can't remember why I rejected them. Sometimes I reject them because they're young, but it's never just because they're young. It's because they're young and something else. I reject the ones that say that they want kids, especially if we're like a really good match, because it's like, well, that's going to end at some point, so why break my own heart kind of thing. If it's important enough for them to say on the app that they want to have kids, then I ain't no woman kind of thing. So it could have been that. It could have been the star sign. Could have been the star sign. It could have just been that, in fact. Age plus star sign is younger than me, of course. Of course. Anyway, we will see. Divine masculine, no, divine feminine. Divine feminine, what's going on? Does my voice sound really bad? It sounds pretty nasally to me, but sometimes it does from inside of your head, more than it does from outside of your head. Divine feminine, what's going on? The Emperor. She wants divine masculine. Yes, yes, yes. Eight of Cups. She's letting something go, though, something emotional go. An emotional attachment. Now, emotional attachments, they can be holding a torch for someone. So, believing that you're connected with somebody, that kind of hanging on to somebody's energy. It can be that. It can also be not getting over somebody like that hurt you. It can be a negative thought. I sound like I have a bit of a cold. Not too bad, though, hey? Thanks, Mandy. I do. I have a bit of a cold. That's all it is. I'm pretty sure, like, a couple of my friends have just had COVID, but like, I saw one of them yesterday and I'm like, my nose is running and it's blocked at night. And he said, mine didn't start like that. He said I had fever and body aches and lack of energy. Don't have that. Don't have a lack of energy. Very rarely have a lack of energy. Eight of Cups, so she's leaving something, yeah. So it could be healing. This could be healing, Eight of Cups, because it can be leaving negative emotions behind. So, and it could be anything from the past that you're healing from and kind of letting go of it, letting go of emotional attachment to that. So anger towards somebody or resentment, anything like that. Now it could be connected with this, Ten of Wands, the Sun and Death that I was just getting there. Could be that, because, yeah, it could be, once we get out of like codependency, if we've been taking care of people, if perhaps we've been doing it too long, and then we stop doing that, they can make us angry kind of thing, as if they were getting us to do it. Hey, Barbara. Oh, it's changed now, Barbara. It's no longer for donations. I've got like special links now for it, Barbara, to book in, so that people can get them at other times too. But you didn't know that, so I'll get you some cards out shortly. Eight of Cups, what was I saying then? Yeah, sometimes we can have like resentment toward people even though we did it to ourselves, kind of thing. We did it to them. So it could be something like that. It's like when you've done too much for somebody and then you break up with them and then you feel really resentful. It's like you love them right up to the point where it's like, I've had enough of this, and then you start hating them. Have you ever done that? That's the way of resentment, right? That's when resentment builds and you don't realize it. Could be that, but letting go of emotional attachments. Perhaps Emperor, perhaps the Emperor, perhaps holding the torch for someone that you thought was your divine masculine. Could be that. Could be the Hanged Man. Yeah, could be changing your mind about someone that you thought was right for you. The reason I think that this one is a very good match for me is he has a lot of motivation to par with me from what I've seen and what I've heard from him, and it's like finally someone like it's at my internal level kind of thing. He appears that way anyway, from what I've heard from him and seen of him. Yeah, so far. Hanged Man, changing mind about perhaps someone that you thought was divine masculine, your twin flame, and letting that go. Barbara, is that right? Is it a thingy, Mercury retrograde thing? Are we coming out of Mercury retrograde now? Obviously not, because I can't speak. I've got Mercury retrograde on my eyes. I wear the Mercury retrograde palette more when Mercury is retrograde than any other time. But I like it because it's got these oranges in it, and I'm into this like salmony orange colour at the moment. I'll make my eyes the same colour. She's very stable though, and she's healing. Yeah, healing right now. Putting those burdens down, healing, another level of letting go of codependency, perhaps a level of codependency with a person that you thought was your twin flame and you're realising it was codependency. It could be that, changing your mind about that and having to let go of that emotionally. You know, when we think someone's our twin flame, we get very connected emotionally. Very. Barbara, let's get some cards out. Let's turn that frown upside down, Barbara. What's been going on in your life? Yeah, I thought I'd change it around, Barbara, because so that donations can be donations, because sometimes people just want to donate, you know, because they like my stuff, like they do on other people's channels. So rather than using donations as payment, I thought I'd actually make it as a booking system, and then that way people can book it at any point, and I can do it and then send them the link, like Heather, whose birthday is today. She booked one in. She said she couldn't come live, but I send them like the link to the replay. So that's what we do now. And that way I can limit them in number as well, if it ever gets really busy in here. But Barbara, let's do you anyway. Expansion and go deeper. Right, in order to get more and go to the next level, especially if you're feeling stuck at the moment, like I can't move forward, I can't like get better or do more, or whatever it is that you're reaching for, and feeling stuck. The way through is to go deeper, and what that means is look deeper inside. It's always something about ourselves. It's always us holding ourselves back, right? And sometimes we try and barge through something within ourselves rather than deal with it, like push ourselves over it. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to think of an example now of this. Well, like, you know, I felt I had a cold coming on a couple of days ago and I carried on training, just pushing through it kind of thing, pushing over the top of it, and it was the wrong thing to do. I know it's the wrong thing to do. If I take a break right on the onset of it, I get over it really quickly, but I didn't. I didn't feel it, I pushed over it instead, and it's worse, right? Another example is, if you're feeling, say in a workplace and you're wanting a promotion, but you're kind of feeling angry about it and not feeling like a positive kind of, oh, I'd really like to do this job and progress and offering more and all of that kind of thing. It's more like other people are getting promotions, I should have a promotion, I'm kind of angry about it. There's internal stuff going on, right? And then you're trying to push over that and pretend to be, like push through those feelings, over the top of it, whitewash over it, like push those down and go and try and be the person who's been the positive one, you know? It's that kind of thing. So Barbara, to go deeper is like, okay, it's stopping and going, okay, how do I really feel? What's really going on here? And addressing those things. It's very brave to do that. It's very courageous to stop and go, what's really going on? Let's be 100% authentic with myself now. Am I really ready for this, or is there some disruptive energy inside of myself? Now, this could be it, you know, because that's the kind of feeling that I was getting, is like pushing through. When we don't feel good enough for something, we can put like a bravado face on and scream that we are good enough for something, That's that pushing the real feelings down and trying to get above it kind of thing. It doesn't really work, it's fake. There's something positive about faking it till you make it kind of thing to push you further. But there's a point where you've got to stop and go deeper into those feelings of not good enough. It's like, why? Why don't I feel good enough? I said a bit about it in the energy update today. I have that voice. What was I saying? Can't remember. You know, we can have different voices inside of our head, and one of them can be that we're not good enough. One, we can have the, what's it called? That, can't remember the name of it. Where we feel like we're going to get caught out for something. Like, people will realise that we're a complete faker and we're actually still a teenager. Everyone else has grown up, but we've not. That kind of a feeling. It can be stuff like that. But yeah, the way onward and upward, Barbara, is time alone and delving into those feelings that you really don't want to feel, the ones that you've been trying to push over and push on through. That's how you're going to get to the more place. So perhaps that's why you've been feeling blocked, because I was getting that, feeling blocked and feeling halted and all of that kind of thing. It's time to take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror. So, at your feelings anyway. Okay, that's you, Barbara. Divine Masculine, what's up with Divine Masculine? Feeling a bit pessimistic, but in his passionate energy and wants to become the Emperor. Ooh, he's looking at the Ten of Pentacles, building something. Building something for the long term. Told you, in these energies, Divine Masculines, they are wanting something long term now. They're thinking of definitely of having the feminine energy in their life, but wanting to build something. Could be family, it could be business, it could be just, you know, lifestyle and some settling down in some kind of a way. What else? Two of Swords, but doesn't know how to do it, doesn't know how to approach this. That energy that we've been getting over and over again of, they've lived life differently. They've not done it this way before. They think that the Divine Feminine she knows what she's doing in this respect, but he doesn't know what he's doing apparently. He's a bit unsure of himself. Hey, Tarot Destroyer. What else? Divine Masculine. Six of Wands. You're welcome, Barbara. Six of Wands. So, feeling like he's winning. Being accomplished in something, recognised for something. He's got a lot to give. Two of Cups, he wants to make a love offer. He's building himself up here. He wants to offer something, to build something. We're not sure how to do it. So he's building up his energy like, I'm accomplished, I'm being seen as being a winner and all of those. I've got a lot to offer in relationships and this is what I can offer. So he's building up to a love offer. Ooh. Let's let the cat in. Tiki! Hey! Tiki, who smashed the ashtray yesterday. Still out there, the remnants. Had to brush it up yesterday because the cleaners never came to do it. I don't have a scoop, shovel, whatever you call those things to brush it into, so I just brushed it into a pile when they come along with their implement. She pulled the, I'm pointing with the mouse, you can't see the mouse, I'll point with my finger instead. She sharpened some nails on these chairs, the wicker chairs and the table leg, she did it, and she got a claw hooked on there. She pulled the tablecloth, and all I heard was like, smash, and then I saw her like still trying to get away from it, freaking out. I unhooked her, and then she knew what she did. Usually dogs are the only ones, aren't they, that have that remorse kind of thing. But she was showing signs of remorse and guilt. Just kind of very carefully and slowly tiptoeing around the glass shards and looking at what she'd done. So that's that. Wants to give a love offer, huh? Bring it on. That's what I say. Let's get these out. Divine Feminine. Okay. The moon, she's in the unknown. She's not sure what's going on. She's not sure who's coming toward her. But there's a feeling here in the moon energy of being comfortable with it. Maybe more comfortable than she's been in the unknown for a while. So I don't know, and I'm good about that too. Kind of an energy. Queen of Inspiration, she's very attractive right now. So I'm very confident as well in herself. The Nine of Emotions, she knows what she wants, right? What her heart wants, what her heart's desires are. She's very clear on that now. She knows that she's going to recognize it if it's offered. So this is very clear energy. Even though the moon is there, I was getting I'm comfortable. I am comfortable in this unknown energy now because I know myself. This feeling of like I could change my mind at any point. It's a very comfortable feeling, this, of knowing your own mind and knowing that you can change your mind at any time, so you're good in the moment. That's really good energy for Divine Feminine. Yeah, she's really gorgeous. Chicken cat. Nothing on the horizon for you yet, Barbara? More crap to clear before partner, yeah, probably. Probably, you know, along the way I've thought I was ready, I've thought I was ready, I've thought I was ready, and I look back and it's like, no, I wasn't, no, I wasn't, no, I wasn't. Now I feel ready. No, I think I got to the point where it's like, I kind of feel ready, but I'm not in any rush to get into a relationship because I really enjoy my life right now. And it's when you get to that point of like, I'm not sure I want one. Kind of want one, but completely honest about what it takes away from your life. Maybe that's when it happens. Anyway, it's looking very promising with this one. We will see. But if he wants kids, it'll be out. It's the trouble with, apparently my biological age is 37, which I think is about right. That's kind of how I feel. Of course, not in my mind. I feel like a 52-year-old in my mind. I got the wisdom. In my body, yeah, if it hadn't been for menopause, but that's good now. In my body, yeah, I'd say 37 is about right. I'm going to go with my biological age from now on, I think. That's what my scales say anyway, my impedance scales. They say I'm biological age 37. It was 36 until I had my birthday. Now it's 37. So, Divine Masculine, what's going on for him? He's feeling a bit competitive. Oh, he thinks he's got competition. Okay, so he's got a bit of reason to speed himself up here. Reason to progress this and not procrastinate. Progress and not procrastinate, yeah. It's going to take courage. I think he knows it. I think he knows it. This Six of Wands and Six of Pentacles is really nice energy. It's like he knows that he needs to prove he's got something to offer before he comes forward, you know. The Fool, so he knows he needs to take a risk on it. There's a big change in his life, the world. Ending of a chapter and start of a new chapter, and wants to collaborate. Three of Materials, put the heads together, collaborate, make decisions together, plan together, that kind of thing. Ten of Pentacles energy wants to build with somebody, is thinking about the future and partnership. It's not a lone wolf. There's probably somebody that has been. And this isn't looking back. This is the definite pessimism. What if I miss out kind of thing. Learn to enjoy, know yourself even when in relationship. Yeah. I think that's the next stage of learning for me, is actually being in a relationship and being different. I'm certainly different now, alone. To get into a relationship and to keep that, keep the self-love and keep exactly who I am. I think I'm prepared for that now. And not to do it in a masculine way, not to do it in a way where it's like, okay, I'm the leader of this relationship. Because I've done it like that before. I've kept myself in relationships, but I've very much been the one wearing the pants. I've been the masculine in the relationship. I've been the one leading the way. Don't want that this time. I want a true partnership. Okay, the cat wants to go out again. She just wanted a little snack. She wanted a few more bickies. Timing is everything, yeah. And it takes us a long time to learn this stuff, doesn't it? Thought we had another mini read, but no. It's a deeper dive. Okay, I've got the other cards out, but I'm not going to use them today. I'm just not feeling to use them. I want to use these. And go for divine feminine energy with these cards. Divine feminine energy. Oh my God, what I was doing the other day, you wouldn't believe it. It was so hard. Snatch. You know what a snatch is? It's like the barbell, and then you pull it up to here, and then you go down under it and hold it up there. I'm still hurting. It uses every single muscle in your body, maybe every single muscle in my body that I haven't trained that much. I still feel it, like even holding my arms up there. It's hard. He said it's the most technical weightlifting move that there is. My knees didn't want to do it. My knees didn't want to bend down because they go down into like a low crouch. Why don't you snatch it up? My knees were like, you're not going into a low crouch, a low squat. My knees don't like squatting much. I'll do it. I like heel elevated a little bit more, and that's because of my ankle flexibility. Isn't that great to move forward like that? Anyway, something to work on. It was hard. I didn't even have any weights on the bar, just the bar. It's uncomfortable. It's difficult. I didn't like it much. I mean, it's nice to have a challenge and do something new like that, and that's what I want to go along to the CrossFit for, is to learn, you know, new challenges and all of that kind of thing. But that, wow. And the good thing was I did assisted pull-ups. Much better this time. And the second time now doing pull-ups, did it much better. So the CrossFit journey goes on. So divine feminine energy, the eternal child. She's feeling youthful. She's feeling like her time isn't done yet. She's feeling like it's her turn now. This could be the feeling of like, I've just healed my inner child. It's time. It's playtime now. So there's a youthful feel, the eternal child there, and it's definitely got something to do with healing the inner child. Inner child comes out to play now. The lover. Oh, she's ready for it. The swan. Cygnets kind of ugly, aren't they? The ugly duckling. Cygnets are kind of ugly, but once you've healed that inner child, you're kind of beautiful. Ready for it. And the village. Something about community. And something about community. What about the divine masculine? Where's he at? Commitment. Ooh. Go for a shower and have a good sleep, Barbara. He's wanting commitment. He's ready for it. It's serious. Snatch is really hard. I can't do it either. You got to tune it like bit by bit, and first of all, it's just like pulling it up first of all, and then putting it on your shoulders, and then back up there. Ah, that's really hard. It's like I wouldn't be able to do this with any more weight than the bar. You got to be kidding me. It's so uncomfortable. Reckons I'll get it. I'm not sure I want to practice it. Everything about it, even the first bit, even it taking it from like ground level to your knee, that's hard. Not that it's heavy or anything like that, it's just the movement that you've got to do with your bum that far back. If there was ever a move that is just like, your body doesn't want to do it, it's the snatch. Always hanging on by a thread, what's that? Something is hanging on by a thread. I need to get into this. The divine masculine has got something or someone still hanging on by a thread. Something about himself, he's got something going on there that he hasn't quite let go of yet. I'm going to get into that right now. The bridge. He's getting there though. He's getting there. He's got a bridge to it. Let's find out what this threaded. What is holding on? What's hanging on by a thread? What cards can I use to find out? What's hanging on by a thread in his life? Let's use these. I'm really not sure. I'll use a mixture of them and something else. Let's try these. I'm not convinced that this is it. I've pulled the curtains almost shut. The little bit that I left to let a little bit light in. And it's right here. It's right here on me. Let's try that. That's better. What's hanging on by a thread? What's hanging on by a thread for the divine masculine? What's hanging on by a thread for the divine masculine? Service and change. Service says, so service is what he does. You stop using the universe to try and get what you want and start asking love to use you. Okay, this is saying that it's getting less selfish. What's hanging on by a thread is his selfishness, the way that it's been before. So divine masculine has gone from being very selfish, adolescent in a way, that kind of, I'm going to live life the way that I want kind of thing for myself. He's feeling a little bit more gregarious now, a little bit more like I'm here to be of service to others and all of that kind of thing. But then when he does it, his ego might kick in and go, oh, hang on a minute. Not that much. So something is hanging on by a thread in him now that is old ways kind of thing, old selfish kind of ways. As he's moving into being more of service to others, change. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. He's ready to change his life completely. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into the one that can take it. It's a significant changing point in his life. There was only one person that was doing snatch in our class. He asked at first, like, who's comfortable with the snatch? There was only one person. The rest of us, and some of them have been doing it for years and years and years, and they're still not comfortable with it. We were doing like the beginners portion. So is encountering conflict. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. This came out last time for Divine Masculine. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. He is stepping into the Emperor energy, knowing who he is and asserting that, not doing what other people want him to do, doing what he wants to do too, but also in that change of I'm here for other people, I've got a mission, and I'm going to be less selfish, it's going to be less about me, especially where feminine energy is concerned. There's been a definite shift in the masculine energy here to honor divine feminine energy. So encountering conflict within himself with that, taking a stand, inspiring others, here to inspire. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. This is a divine masculine that has like realized I've got a mission here and I want to do it. I want to be inspiring and welcoming surrender. There's no problem, only destiny being revealed. So what's hanging on by a thread is just his old ways, and because this is significant change for him that is ready for now. So some of this pessimism might be, am I really ready for it, rather than, is she going to turn me down? That's what I've got. That's what I've got. So there we go. How very interesting. It's quite the story, isn't it? On camera. Of this getting ready for what we've been asking for. Now, both sides must have been manifesting this high-level relationship. Not just high-level relationship, it's like high-level life. Got a job to do together, twin flames. Got a job to do together. The Emperor and the Empress come together when they've stepped into that divine energy of knowing themselves, ready for the path forward. Watch this space for the rest of it, because I think once we get into these, it's like, oh my God, how many years has it taken us? Once we get into these high-level relationships, as I've said before, I think that this guidance is going to continue on, which is another reason why I need to be, before it happens to me, be like fully in myself and what it is that I do, so that I don't just get sidetracked. Like once I get into a relationship, I don't just get lazy and then like I'm staying in bed in the morning and not doing this show, that kind of thing. So that I can go through the energies that come up once we're in these relationships, because I'm sure that's where the next tests come. Do you know what I mean? Navigating them. Navigating twin flame relationships, and I'm not talking about dysfunctional relationships. I'm not talking about the stuff that the other readers are talking about, the push-pull, them leaving and all of that. That's dysfunctional relationships. I'm talking about high-level relationships, but there's still going to be inner stuff that comes up for us in it, you know, around codependency and stuff like that. I'm sure that we're going to get, there's going to be things hanging on like a thread, hanging on by a thread in us as well. Like codependency and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming along. Have a good weekend. Check out my YouTube channel later, because I'll be putting a pick a card read up, and it's going to be how does your person feel about you? Always the most popular reading, that one. And it's going to have music on it because I like the music. And so yeah, check that out. Don't forget to click like before you click off this video as well. That helps me out. Thanks everyone for those mini reads, and let's do it all over again on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and let's catch up then. Bye.